Alright, welcome to Beans Cottage Fitness and Farms and Prepping. Today I'm going to put up some pickles. I can't see over here, that's alright. So I've got the pickles here, I got some of my fresh picked also. I got the jars set up, so the first thing I do is I will sit there and sterilize the jars. And usually what I do is I do about 3 at a time. And I put them in for a couple minutes. First time I only put them in a minute. I got 5 large jars, 2 small ones that I repurposed. One is a pickle jar. Another one was apple pie filling. And I made the apple pie cake. So basically I got that sterilizing. I got my water bath to process them. And then I got my mix. So in the mix I've already put 3.5 cups of distilled vinegar. It also calls for 7.5 cups of water. So in dill pickles, generally they need to have more refrigerated one because most of these will sit in the refrigerator once they get sealed. Where the bread and butter ones, because it was mostly just straight vinegar and brine salt, they can sit outside longer. So that's why you see some that are in the refrigeration section and some that are not. But these should be able to store pretty well. I use filtered water, but I really don't want to introduce any other sort of contaminants in there. Well, that's actually pretty much close enough to what I need. I got this under heat. This will be washing. Now, I've already washed these once, but I will wash them again. And where I'll be sitting there processing my pickles. Side note, during the summer, Walmart decided to clear these out. So I picked up 100 tea light candles for $2. They usually were almost $5. And tea light candles have so many uses. They can provide light, they can provide heat, you can even cook well. A couple tea light candles, you can boil water eventually. So under the prepping part, tea light candles are a fantastic item to have. They're easy to store, they're inexpensive, and during the winter and that, I will use them to heat some of my smaller rooms while I'm in it, so I'm not burning as much propane that I need to. Propane is still probably the best way to heat the house. I was thinking about going to more electric, but my electric bill has went up, so there's that. So I've got everything going. What it will call for is, I gotta get my little cheaters out here. So 3.5 cups of vinegar I use 4, 7 1/3 cups of water I use 7. The pouch, and then 7 to 11 pounds of pickling cucumbers. I want you to use smaller ones, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them in the right size. Combine all this together in a large non-reactive saucepan. Check. Do not do aluminum because it will dissolve. Stirring constant to mixture goes. So what I'll do is I'm going to do this in a couple steps because I'm also going to be throwing discus, and I can't do both at the same time and use the same camera. So this will probably be in 3 parts. Here I'm showing the preparation part. I do have extra spices that I do put in there just to make it a little bit more zesty than the package. I did this with the bread and butter pickles, and I really like the way they came out. This is allspice. I know this is in there. I don't put a lot in there. I don't want to overpower it. The wife does like the dill taste. So I just hope I won't tell her what I did this. So I got these warming up. This is going to take time. I get my chopping block out. Get my Cutco knives. So my sponsor from Cutco. I like these knives. They're really nice, high quality. They hold an edge. And I use these to do the slicing. So it'll be in the link. So please visit my sponsor at LuckyO'Day at Cutco.com. So what I'll do is I'll hit this for another minute. I'll chop up the pickles. I'll start getting them ready to go. What I usually do is I chop them up and I put them in a container to begin with. So I'm done with these spices. Let me move these out of the way. You kind of want to clean things up as you go along. So first of all is I'll give these another quick rinse. Why? Well, you don't want any dirt on them. Any of the microbes that might have settled on it, you're washing away. You cut about an 1/8 inch off each side. Remember, everything goes back into the bucket. Now these about the perfect length. So what I'll do is these are going to be sticks. I will do some pickles too, you know, as in slices. But these are going to be spears. Then what I can do is, if I want to, I can pre-treat them with pickling salt. Like I said, this will be in about probably 3 parts. Just because I want to get some other things done before it gets too hot. One of these questions, yeah, what did you do up there? We do. So I got my pickling salt here, which I can just kind of lightly sprinkle on them. That will start the pickling process. Down here I'm going to tap up one of the larger ones. Same thing, a quick wash. This one here I'll cut in 2 because I do not want spears that long. And then what I'll do, if they are too seedy, I can get some of the seeds out of there. Actually, this one's not too bad. This is the only spot that really has a lot of seeds. And that's probably the best way to deal with it. Make that one black. Then once you start pickling, you'll be amazed of just how many cucumbers you need to fill a jar, because you do want to pack them in tight. Once you put the brine solution in, they'll float up to the top and you'll find out, wow, I had a lot of room in there. So I'll put in another layer, more salt. I got plenty of salt, so I'm probably utilizing this heavier than I need to. I got those on heat, on low right now, because I'm not really ready to go to the full cooking process. And then what I'll do is cover up what I have, so nothing lands on it. So that's going to end part 1. Remember, I got the vinegar, I got the cucumbers. I am using a mix, Mrs. Wage's dill pickle mix. They're a quick process pickle mix. I like these. They're not much, a couple bucks. And I had really good luck with it on some bread and butter ones, so I'm going to try it here. I can also make this from scratch. I do have everything I need to do that. And then hopefully the cucumbers start slowing down. The reason I decided to do these is because I'm getting so many cucumbers I have to process them. I'm supplying work with more cucumbers than even they can eat. So end of part one. Stay tuned for part two. I'm going to go and do some throwing in between. Remember, I am going to the Senior Olympics September 18th in discus. Really excited about that. And I want to get some practice in so I do as well as possible.